I'm gonna let a couple people jump in really quick. That was ill. That just sparked me right there. Boy just sparked me. So I want to talk about a couple of things really quick though. Boy just sparked me though. True spill. True spill. We're gonna try to let you jump in this room, brother. Let me see what's up. I'm gonna see what's up. Peace. That was ill. So I was just building one of the guards and he kind of sparked me. He was just building with me on a level and just showing me like that he's in the mobile home. He's closer to nature now, like, and just building with the God. I realized that that's what we all need to be doing. He reminded me of, how our freedom is ours. You know what I'm saying? We have to take it though. We can't ask for it. And the door's wide open. We have everything we need to free ourselves. All of the resources are on deck. You can literally free yourself. Facts. And like when it comes to the system, how it's designed, it's like they give you benefits and resources, but then they give you how you can dictate and allocate those resources, where to spend them, how to spend them. They give you your house, they give you your money, they give you your liquor store, your precinct, your car, your supermarket, bomb. They keep you trapped there in a sense, just on a repetitive cycle. Life, death, reincarnation. You're on this hamster wheel, giving your energy and playing into their system, So my boy, he's out there in a mobile home. He's out there in like a trailer. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called a mobile home. One of those tractor trailers or just like a home on wheels. And if your purpose is to migrate out of the Americas and into the tropical environment, then obviously you can migrate throughout space and time, literally in the ship. Like you could take a mobile home and drive there, just like you could take any car and drive there. But the thing is to not go into that environment, which is much more cleaner and healthier for ourselves, with the same mindset that persists here. The point of going there is to become self-sustainable, because it is a place where it goes hand in hand with abundance, you see? It goes hand in hand with nature, you see? It goes hand in hand with vitamin D, with the efficient sunlight that one needs as a human being, period. It doesn't matter what you are biologically, whether you think you're superior to a race or not. What it is we all need the same things to vibrate on the highest frequency as humans in this plane of existence. So even when you're in the Americas, like they try to train you to move a certain way, but you have to be a revolution even within their system if you're there trying to free yourself. If you are at work, you better be whistling while you work, because what should be in the back of your mind is that you freeing yourself, that you taking all these resources and you gathering them so you can make a move, so you could bounce, so you could, ¿me entiendes? Para que te mueva de ahí. And it begins with minimalization. You have to become a minimalist within your lifestyle. Like, if you think about how much rent you pay in a year, like you could have bought land, you could have built a home. See, it gets serious when you know the truth and freedom is your purpose. It gets serious. So you do need shelter. You can't just live in a tent. You should sleep in a tent. Why? Because you sleep about 8 hours. So if you were to ground 8 hours a day, you wouldn't have to make an effort to ground throughout your day. Not to say that you shouldn't, but you don't have to step on the ground throughout the day because you just slept on the ground. If you're trying to heal of an ailment, that'll accelerate that process. This is why earthing is important to us. This is why we tree huggers and get closer to nature, because we understand that it heals us. We understand that the ancestors were closer to nature. They didn't experience sicknesses. You ever watched the movie Avatar? Who you think that was about? You. It was showing you about. It was showing you the relationship between us, nature, and our oppressors in nature. How they just take. How they just take. I bet. Good looking. I think I screen recorded it, but the thing is that with my screen recorder, it's like it cuts on and off. So and sometimes the audio goes down. So I might have not gotten the whole thing. So I appreciate that. But we'll see. I'll see what I got if it saves and everything. But that's what I'm saying. In this system, they just take from that world. And that world is constantly replenishing itself. They think they're destroying it, but really, the planet is a self-replenishing system. It is an organism. It is like a cell in the body, and cells reproduce. Cells procreate. Cells divide and grow. Now, whether they divide and grow from chaos or from something that is divine, it depends on the host. It depends on the macro of that entity. That dictates the macro, the micro of that entity. So you are the macro to the cell, which is the micro. So whatever you put into the cell is what the cells reproduce and become more of. So transitioning out of a system that is like systematic and is like all calculative and mathematical, but in terms of not divine mathematics, but structured mathematics, like robotic mathematics. When you move into the natural world, you realize like it's tranquil. It's not about keeping up with the Joneses or chasing trends. It's about self-sustainability. It's about peace of mind. It's about freedom. It's about communeship. The closer you move to nature, the more you see that, the closer you move to God. Because God created all of this. God being you. God being that magnificent, omnipotent presence that is within us all, that we stem from. So we're not separate or different than. We might be different than perception-wise, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing. We're all the same thing, just with a couple of different codes that are tweaked, a couple of different screws that make us appear to be different. Whether you're a big whale or you're a small ant. You know what I'm saying? It's just a couple of ACTs and Gs that switched it up. So just because we're in this form and we think we're sophisticated and we have language and we didn't build, we've destroyed. Because I could say we've built civilizations, but we've destroyed humanity. It is time to repair and heal humanity, and it starts with you. It starts with your family. It starts with your mind. All is mental. You got to heal your mind first. And as a man, the best way to heal your mind is to become self-sustainable, is to become a minimalist, to take the resources that you are honored to have and free yourself and your family with it, and create a family that is a residual family, residual income, residual love. Create a life of residualism. Everything should be residual in your life. The love you give off should be coming back to you. Should always be coming back to you. The money that you utilize to free yourself should be coming back to you as well. It's not your money, so you should put it in a position to where it could work for you. And think about that. If you paying $1,400 of rent, right, for you and your baby, you could be paying $700 of rent. That might not be a big deal to you, but when your mind is set on a certain mission, all that does is give you a little bit more resources for that mission, to bring it to fruition, to bring it into the physical manifestation. So why wouldn't you entertain the thought of that? This is why I wanted that brother not only to share that video, but I want him to show that where I can save that video, because that we all need to see that, yo. Because look at the brother. He looks just like you. He's doing what you know you should be doing. You feel me? That's just real. That's just real. And I'm not counting your pocket. I don't care what you do with your money. A lot of y'all getting wild bread, but y'all spend it on dumb shit because y'all don't understand what life is about yet. But you have to allow people that, because you're not everybody's guru. You're your guru. And if people agree with what you teach yourself, then they grow from what you teach yourself. But you're your guru first. But that's my point. When I see that brother doing it, I realize that, yo, There's no excuse. That's all that's showing me. Like, there is no excuse. If you're not free, it's because you're not choosing to be free. You have to understand that, yo, I don't gotta pay $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 for this 2-bedroom. That ain't even mine. And that I had to overpay for and overqualify for. Like, what? No, nature don't do that. You get yourself a mobile home, right? It's mobile, so they can move. You can move from neighborhood to neighborhood, but your home is your home. And if you want to go to the tropics, if that's your mission, you could drive there. And everywhere you park, you're in the tropics. I seen this account I follow on Instagram. She's like an ancient soul. I'm gonna send this live just to see if I would love for her to man, listen, bro. I would love for her to break down what it is that she do and why it is that she does what she does. Because like I said before, a lot of y'all could articulate yourself a lot better than me. But at the end of the day, it's not about words. It's about a feeling. It's about a frequency. And we all know, not only from this page, but from this frequency, from anyone that's on my page that I follow, that follows me, from that frequency, the only energy you're going to get is the energy of love. It's the energy of self-sustainability. That is the motivational desire. That is what we're headed towards. Whatever that may look like is what this will become. So while you're in that system, like a lot of y'all have good jobs, but y'all bills are so high you can't even feel the effect of your good job. So it's like, nigga, that don't mean don't have your good job. You're supposed to free yourself as a man. I'll never tell another man what to do as far as how to get it, because he the one that gotta feed his family. And you know what I'm saying? That separation, that illusion that what he eat don't make me shit, it might be deep engraved in them. So I would never tell a nigga how to not get it. You feel me? But I will say that don't be dumb. Be an intelligent God. If they giving you them resources, they not gonna always give you that. They might give you so much of it because they can control what you do with it. So you better take that and get up out of there. Because if not, they're just slowly but surely keeping you there. It's even closely related to what Tupac said before. He was like, yeah, I'm making more money now, but I'm broker now. He was like, there's no neighborhood for the got a little bit of money celebrity. They put me right with the rich white folk. I ain't no rich white folk. So obviously he doesn't have it as much as them, but he has too much to go back to the ghetto because they will rob him because of the poverty mindset. So what it's about is about, he was headed towards this knowledge, which was just free yourself, brother. You so talented, you so gifted. You don't have to give your energies to the system. You can do that from your heart. And Mama Earth will sustain you. You know, there are villages where people live indigenously, yo. They build their own homes. They harness their own foods, their own water. They don't need what we need, which is Wi-Fi and phones and laptops and shit like that. Not that I have anything against that, because that is the way we connect to each other, but I'm just saying that their mindset is different. What they want out of life is not what we want. They just want to be happy. They just want to experience peace. You know, a lot of us get distracted from what happiness truly is, and then we get implemented with a false sense, image. Peace to the God. Open ancient eyes, right? I was just talking about you. This is why I send you this live. So I don't want to take up your time or hold you or anything. But there's a guy that I was building with, right? And he has a mobile home and he's living in nature, and that was just beautiful, and I was inspired by it. And I was building with him and I mentioned you. So I wanted to see you in this live so everyone can see you and follow you up and look at your page as well, because your page is inspiring as well, showing us how like the system is something in your mind that you've been taught to live through and express your energies through, but really you could break free from that. You can begin to self-sustainability, becoming a minimalist. You can literally have your own little space, your own home, and be connected to nature fully. And we see this online. Open ancient eyes. She is a motivation for me to show me that, yo, we should all be doing this. She's even posting it on her story, like the mucus, the plaque buildup. She's removing that. She's like truly doing cleanse. She's really doing the spiritual work, yo. So this is why I send you this. And I would have loved for you to like jump in here and just show these people like a glimpse into your reality. But I feel like your page does that well enough, so you don't have to do that. I'm not imposing or insisting anything. But I did wanted to share your, Your profile name with the gods, because we have to see this. We're all around. And I don't want it to feel like it's far-fetched. I don't want it to feel like, damn, I'm not where that person is, or I can't do it because they doing it. I want it to become the norm. I want to spread this message of getting back to nature so it could just become the norm and everyone could be doing it. And everyone knows that they should be doing it and should be moving toward it. So a page like yours is a quick motivation for me. Every time I scroll through your page, I'm like, I know I need to be grounded. I know I should be closer to nature. I know there's things I should be doing. So I was just talking about living in a mobile home, just based off the system that we were taught to live in. It's like you overpay for these rents and these apartments and these houses that you'll never own, right? But if you have your own little space, if it's a mobile home, you can make any place your home, because home is where the heart is, really. So if your heart isn't happy vibrating within the system, if your soul isn't fed, then you have the resources to free yourself. It's all given to you. And some of us, what it is we lack information. That's what we should be fearful of having a divine knowledge of self-deficiency. When you are deficient of divine knowledge of self, you can become scary. You can become dangerous to you. You can become dangerous to those around you if you're not aware of self. If you're not conscious of self, And I'm aware of self. And I know that self is more than just this body. Self is the entity. Self is the spirit. Self, like the guy was talking about earlier, right? When you drink, right, you kind of have to control yourself. There's like this inner you that speaks to you from like this removed place where you're like in third person, like trying to control yourself. Okay, don't throw up. Okay, walk slowly. Like you're almost taking care of yourself, because your subconscious mind is what dictates most of your life. So when you drink spirits, you evoke spirits. And then you might evoke that spirit within you, which is what you connect to. When you get closer to nature, you evoke the spirit within you. That divine energy that is infinite, that is immortal, that has always been within you. You evoke that when you tap into nature. When you cleanse or heal yourself, you evoke that. And you stop living from your five senses and being pulled in all different type of directions and being suggested all different type of things into your subconscious mind. All of the thoughts that you hear, all of the chatter in your mind comes from you. You have to be able to sit down with yourself and quiet them and really see like what thoughts are really yours, what thoughts are helpful, what thoughts aren't, what thoughts are just bugs and tweaks that you have to get right in your mind, that you have to give divine knowledge of self to, just to rearrange. Yo, we all have what we need to get to where we need to go. That's why I opened up this live, because I was inspired to talk about self-sustainability, how we should look, what we should be doing in terms of, if we're living in Babylon, in this system, if Babylon is in your mind, it don't matter where you go. You could be in the most tropical environment. If you're negative, you're going to find bad in everything. If you're positive, you're going to find positive in everything. That's just the way the ball bounces. But if you're in that system, right, and you sustaining yourself and your family, and they depend on you, and y'all doing your thing, right? But you still want to free yourself, because you realize that nature is the answer. You realize that nature is the new plug. The sun is the plug. You realize that getting to nature is the new wave. Why? Because you can truly vibrate at your highest and be God in human form. You don't have to be an entertainer. You don't have to be some type of mathematician. You can literally just be a man and be vibrating in your purpose and be fulfilled there when you move closer to nature. When you realize that this is what it is, a lot of people will, disassociate themselves from you, because you start realizing what life truly means. So you're no longer doing things that have no meaning. You're no longer having small talk with individuals that are not helping you grow. You've let that part of yourself go. So you're going to start losing people, places, things. You might have to move. You might have to start a whole new family from scratch. Like, you might have to do things that might feel counterintuitive, but really it's because you're not in connectivity. You don't have a connection. You're not in tune with your innate self. You're not in tune with that part of you that makes decisions based off instincts, based off divine reasoning. When you start becoming a minimalist, you realize what those resources are. They're just coins for you to get from point A to point B. This is a God game, and you are God. You're given coins to move forward, and as you move forward, there's little animals that are gonna bite you. There's little mushrooms that's gonna grow you. There are things along the way that are gonna get you from point A to point B. But it has to be in you. You have to want to free yourself and your family. Nobody can give you that. That's something that is born within you. Revolutions aren't born in a society, they're born within our soul, to quote Dr. Umar Johnson, and that's just a fact. You're genetically designed, cosmically ordained to be the God of the earth plane. That's a God-given, that's something you were ordained. Nobody gave you that. Nobody put this information genetically. Nobody embedded that in your genes but you. So you can tap back into this in this day and age and free yourself. So if you live in, that's just my opinion, if you living in that system and you overpaying bills, try to become a minimalist. Your home ain't mobile right now. Your home is stationary. So if you want to just drive to Mexico, you probably can't. You probably can, but can you bring your home with you is what I'm asking you. So, at the end of the day, this is about freeing ourselves. Mentally first. You have to detach from their culture, their system. Peace to the gods, peace to the goddesses. Share this video.